Okay, so with the holiday season coming up and it being a holiday this weekend, I wanted to chat with you guys about the holiday hustle. Oh yeah. And how we can win with our food and make sure that we don't lose sight of our goals and don't lose sight of the ability to continue to slay our goals regardless of what time of the year it is. Okay, so I'm going to go through a few things with you on the board so that we can knock this out. If you have any questions, I can see you guys now, thankfully, on my computer. It's right here. Go ahead and post them below and I will check in and make sure that you guys can see. Okay, so I have 4 steps to crushing your holiday nutrition, okay? Now, when we get into the holiday season, especially from Halloween to Thanksgiving to Christmas and then into the new year, our biggest goal is to not do what the rest of America does, which is gain weight, okay? Sometimes our goal shifts from losing weight to just maintaining and making sure that we don't gain that holiday 5, that holiday 10, because that's really a hard part to get off when the new year comes, okay? So what are we gonna do? So let's pretend like you're going somewhere this weekend, a barbecue, or it's Halloween and somebody has invited you over, or it's Thanksgiving and you've been invited over, or it's Christmas and you've been invited over somewhere, you're having a party. So the very first thing that you need to do is you need to ask. You need to call the person, text message the person that you are going to visit and spend that time with during that eating period and ask, what will be at the party, okay? Now, I know some old school people, I have some relatives who are like, that's really rude. You don't ask, you just show up and you eat whatever has been provided for you. And I say, okay, no. It's not rude if you ask the right way, you guys. Nobody cares about your nutrition like you do. Nobody feels like you do in your clothes. It's okay to ask. It's okay to be curious. It's okay to want to do better, be better, and plan to be better. There's nothing wrong with that. But there is a way to ask, okay? So there is an art to asking what will be provided at the party, barbecue, shindig, holiday celebration. And the art to asking is simply this. Hey, Susie, I would like to bring something to the party. What are we having? What would go with it? And then Susie's like, oh my gosh, we're going to do barbecue ribs, some grilled chicken. So if you want to bring, potatoes or whatever, then that's how you find out what's going to be at the party. Now, if they're doing chili, okay, fine. If they're doing something crazy like a macaroni and cheese casserole and that's all that's going to be there, well, then you might want to think about bringing your own main dish, or maybe you grill up a little piece of chicken breast, or you eat it before you leave, or you bring the chicken breast with you, or whatever it is, okay? So that's the way to asking what you guys will be having, is to offer to bring something. Anytime you go to a party anyways, or a celebration or a holiday, you always bring something. And the beautiful thing about bringing something is now you know what's in that something, and now you can eat and load up on the something that you know, and then just take portion control from the other stuff, okay? So it takes the awkwardness out of bringing your own food when you offer to bring something and you bring something with you, because people know you're bringing it, you get it out, you set it on the counter, so then if you pull out your chicken breast or whatever, no one thinks anything of it. And if you do it discreetly, it's not a big deal. If you walk in and you're like, here's the side I brought because you guys really stink at eating well, and here's my chicken breast because I'm way better than you, well, then of course that causes some tension and some awkwardness. But if you discreetly just put it on your plate, put your container back in your bags, no one cares, no one even knows. And my computer just shut down. Awesome. The battery's dead, so I can't see you anymore. Okay? So take the awkwardness out of it, bring your own food, bring a side to share with everybody, and then it's not weird at all. Okay? The second thing, you are going to plan, plug, play. Okay? What does that mean? So once you know what you're having at the party, now you can create a plan for the day. So what you typically want to do is you want to stick to protein, low fat, and low carb. You want to save most of your carbs and most of your fat for dinner, because typically when we eat out or when we celebrate or when we go to barbecues, our meals are very low in protein. So we can use our protein earlier in the day because we want to make sure we're still hitting this. It's also going to keep us full, so we're not feeling hangry by the time that we get to the party. And then you want to keep your low fat and low carbs so that you have this to spend while you are at the shindig, okay? The second thing you want to do is you want to plug in the barbecue stuff first. So if you know that at this barbecue you're going to be having ribs, then you want to plug in your ribs first, and then you want to kind of leave a little bit of room for maybe some potato salad and a few other things like that. So whatever they tell you that there's going to be, you can generically plug it into your MyFitnessPal so that you have reserved some space for it and you can plan the rest of the day around it, okay? So you also, number one, want to include your drinks. If you plan on having alcohol at this party, shindig, festival, holiday, please make sure that you plug in your drinks. With the Moreland Macro Munchers, you guys are taking calories and you're dividing by 4. We have to account for those calories somewhere. You have to account for the effects of alcohol and drinking it. We have to account for them somewhere, and I would prefer that you take them from your carbohydrates, okay? Then you're gonna plan backwards. So you're gonna do this first, plan the barbecue first, then you're gonna plan lunch second, then you're gonna plan breakfast last. If you have to go a little bit hungry here in order to have an okay lunch here, in order to be able to fit this into your dinner, then that's totally fine, okay? This is how you guys are going to win. You're gonna plan for it. Will it be perfect? No. Does it have to be? No. Do you need to try and make an effort and try to eat well and to be portioned out and to have balanced meals? Absolutely. That's how we win, okay? Play. Then the second thing that you're going to do is you are going to stick to the plan. It makes no sense in doing all of this work, calling your girlfriend or your family member and finding out, planning, plugging it in, sticking to the plan for breakfast and lunch, and then to go to the party and just go completely gangbusters. Don't do it. Now, on those first, when I talk to my high school kids, this is something that we talk about. You can have that piece of pizza or two when your family orders pizza, but your mom and dad also order salad, or they'll have veggies with it. Eat the veggies and the salad first so that you've filled up your stomach a little bit. If you eat the carbohydrates and the fun foods or the flex foods first, then of course the salad and the carrots and veggies aren't going to be appeasing because you've already had the stuff that you love. So fill up on the stuff that are whole foods, that are healthy for you, that are gonna have micronutrients in it first, and then have the flex foods after that. And I think I talk about that a little bit more down here too. Okay, here's my warning to you. This is a huge warning, and this has happened to me. I have fallen into this before. Do not undereat so much for breakfast and for lunch that it causes you to lose control at the shindig. If you go into the shindig hangry, this will be a total fail. You will not stick to the plan. If you go into the shindig hangry, once you get there, you will lose all ability to make good and wise choices. So do a good job on this and do a good job on this, and that way you can enjoy this and stick to your plan, okay? Does that make sense? Thumbs up. Can I get a little heart shooting across the screen? Some thumbs up shooting across the screen. Okay, so number 3, at the shindig, here's what you're gonna wanna stick to. Lean proteins first, okay? So when I have my plate and I'm walking around the buffet, the first thing I'm gonna look at is lean proteins, okay? Is there grilled chicken? Is there a lean hamburger? Is there something like that, salmon or tuna or whatever, that I can fill my plate up first, okay? Then I'm gonna put veggies and fruit on my plate. So this is gonna be 1, this is gonna be 2, and then the third, I might put a roll on there or some chips or whatever flex foods that they have there. I will put that on my plate last, okay? Now, what I want you to be cautious of is I want you to watch dips, dressing, and sauces. So you might do a really good job doing this planning, plugging, playing, not being hangry when you get there. Then you get there and you do all of these steps really, really well. And then you add ranch dressing, which can be 30 grams of fat for, depending on the brand of ranch, not very much, like 2 or 3 tablespoons, okay? Sauces, like barbecue sauce and stuff like that are gonna be really high in carbohydrates. Dips, if it's a mayonnaise-based dip, then it's going to be a lot higher in fat. So you guys want to be cautious, and this is the same thing when you eat out, when you go to a restaurant. You want to look at these things too. This is where the hidden calories sneak up on you, especially fat, okay? So watch these 3 things. Okay, tip. Here's my little tip. Overestimate. If you think that's probably 3.5 ounces, but I'm going to say that it's 4. That's probably a serving and a half, so I'm going to say that it's 2. I struggle with this because I don't want it to be true. I don't want it to be so. Don't be more than I think it is, okay? But this will save you the next day, okay? Now, second thing that I do, because I get that when you go to a party, it's the most annoying. This is where when I was a first new tracker, this is where I got the most flack from people. So I would make my plate, and y'all know I don't care. Flack me all you want. I would make my plate, and then I would have my phone. And by the time that I finished putting everything into my phone, my food was cold and everyone was done eating. So what I started doing, and this is my favorite thing to do, is I make my plate, and then I have an account in my head of what happened, and then I take a picture of my plate. And then as we drive home in the car, or when I get home from the party, then I go in and I plug in specifically what I thought I ate. Because sometimes what would happen is, if I didn't plug it in right then and there, then I would be like, did I have carrots or not? I thought I had carrots, and then you kind of forget what you had. So if you snap a picture of your plate, put your phone away, eat your dinner, enjoy the people there, then you're not a slave to your phone and people aren't annoyed with you and like, oh, she's a macro tracker. Oh, she's on her phone again. Okay, so that's a little tip that you can do in order to stay out of hot water with your friends, and really, guys, to be in the moment with the holiday, with the people, and enjoying that conversation instead of trying to search things in your phone. And if you did a good job with this, and you did a good job with this, then this won't be a problem unless you filled up your plate with brownies. Okay? Okay. Number 4, food is fuel. I always feel really sad after you guys go to a barbecue and do all of this stuff, and then I get the email that says, I didn't stick to my plan, I don't know what happened, I lost control, should I pull food now? Should I not eat my macros today? Should I undereat? Should I go to the gym and do 2 hours of cardio? You guys, food is fuel. It is never a reward or a punishment. I try really hard and I fail all the time, but I try really hard with my kids to not say, oh, you got A's and B's, let's go get ice cream. Oh, you did really good at soccer today, let's go get ice cream. Oh, you got a shot today at the doctor and it hurts so bad, let's go get ice cream. Okay? I also try to not say, you didn't finish your dinner, so you're not getting ice cream. You didn't listen to mommy, so I'm not giving you that piece of candy you asked me for. You were naughty at school, so you don't get dessert. You know, those types of things we start in our head to associate food with a reward and a punishment. And here's the deal. I fail. Sometimes I'm like, you guys, this was awesome. Let's go. And then I remind myself, this is not the type of behavior that I want. Okay, we don't earn food and we can't withhold food to undo what we did. So you cannot earn your food. I spent many years trying to outdo my kitchen in the gym, and it got me nowhere. If I handle the kitchen, then the gym becomes more fun, then the gym becomes what it's supposed to be, an area to gain strength and confidence and to grow and build if I handle the kitchen, okay? So it's not a punishment, it's not a reward. The gym is not an award or a punishment for you either, just along with food, okay? Just like our food, the gym is not a reward and it's not a punishment either. Just because you failed at the barbecue doesn't mean you have to go and punish yourself at the gym. Now, could you go to the gym and smash some serious weights? Yeah, because you have extra glycogen in your system, which means, okay, so I failed a little here. I didn't do so well here. But what I do know is that tomorrow's Smash session at the gym is going to be on point because I have extra energy to spend and extra energy to crush the weight that I haven't really allowed myself in the past before. Okay, so that's something that I want you guys to keep an eye on. Now, the last thing, if you overdo it, get back on track as soon as possible. Just because you failed at dinner, but if you did a really good job earlier in the day, this is winning, you guys. If you planned earlier in the day and you did good, and maybe you failed a little bit at dinner, okay, fine. But the next thing that you do, the very next thing that you do is you get back on track as soon as possible. All right, go to the gym, smash some weights, use the fuel to build that muscle. Remember the reason for the season, for any season, you guys. Remember why you're at the barbecue. Are we there celebrating a birthday? Then let's enjoy, oh, there's an R right here. Let's enjoy and remember why we're there, okay? If it's a holiday, let's remember the holiday. If we're having a meal together for Thanksgiving, let's remember what we're thankful for. And let's remember why we're sitting at the table together and enjoy the memories and the laughter and those types of things, okay?